So we've got an OEM Huayi carburetor here for this Cub Cadet snowblower. It's got the engine on it, made by MTD for MTD. It's a 683-WUB engine. So it's got the bigger size engine to it. Got the Huayi that's a little bit different design. I'm getting ready to replace it here. We just got a new one in. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and test that. Make sure that it's good to go. That's a 651P-05995. So I believe before the P it was a 651-05995. But should be made by Huayi. This has not been opened. We just received it. We're going to open it up and go ahead and do our quality control. See if we find anything inside while we've got it open. Did a video last week of some of the different snowblower carburetors and how they a lot of times have metal shavings in them. So I included a few of Kohler and Hondas in there for the testing. I didn't do any name brand Huayi, so this one again is a little bit different than a lot of the units. It's got the vent tube coming up here to go straight to the carburetor, but see, it's got the quality control marks and things like that, like many of them do. Get everything off here so we can see if there's any kind of flakes that come off on a nice spot there. Don't see anything quite yet. Oh, look at that. So right there, right here on the inside, it's that big piece of metal, and it's just stuck to the side. I don't even know where it went now. Oh, it's down here. Yeah, it's just a metal thread there. It's just real tiny, kind of really hard to see, but it was definitely in there. Not sure exactly where it went now. Fell out and, oh, here it is. Right down here. Oop. Keep dropping it as we're going. It's just super light and you can barely see it, but if that gets up in your unit, that piece right there. So if that piece of thread gets up in your unit, you're definitely going to have some issues. And this is off a name brand Huayi carburetor. So it doesn't matter if they're aftermarket or OEM or anything in between. You know, there's another piece right there. Just a tiny piece on my finger. So another couple little pieces fall off here. So what that's telling you is that no matter what, even when you've got these nice, companies that are a little bit more, you'd say OEM approved, their quality control is no better than the rest of them. So another tiny little piece of metal sitting right there on against the gasket there. Very common on these. We open every carburetor that comes in because if that tiny little piece gets right up in that main jet, which it will eventually, you'll get low on fuel or it'll get splashed around and it'll get right in that stream going straight up through your jet. It'll either get lodged in there or get pulled past and into your engine. It's going to cause you issues for sure. So I always like to take apart where the needle in the seat is also. Go ahead and make sure that there's nothing bad about this, nothing stuck actually in between where the rubber seats to the brass. So this one looks pretty good. It looks a little discolored down here for some reason, and this thing is brand new. I don't usually see that whatsoever, but check down in here on your seat and make sure you don't see like any pieces of metal or anything like that. We go ahead and spray all these out real good and then blow them out just to make sure none of these metal shavings are left over. But if you're getting something like that in your carburetor, it's going to cause you issues. So I don't care if it's OEM, aftermarket, anything in between. If you trust the company or not, think that they're going to do you well, that's all fine and dandy, but somebody needs to inspect your carburetor, and the #1 person that should be is you yourself. Inspect it before you put it on. I don't care what brand, make, model, anything like that. That's going to keep you from having issues with anything. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.